Hello friends and welcome to Chadowfax Games. I'm playing TR-49. I know where to start this time, but I just want to look at this. So, I'll get to what I found out while I was editing. Irrationals, in dreams I walk.
Primitive man, he who remains?
That's not it. So it is saying I have the title here, but for DP00, but I haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, so well editing during that like weird section where it was like I was talking to the machine right before the counterinsurgent agent came in. I noticed a thing that, you have to decipher it from the two-letter, two-number codes. But I think it said it is book AN71 dead. So I'm gonna try AN71. Yep. So this is Annalise Newton. Title, Osmond and Esther. Detective Hank Matterhorn looked left, then he looked right. No cars coming, he thought, as he stepped off the curb and onto unmarked asphalt, just how I like it. He had never been one for by-the-book policing. Reminds me of HP09. Do I have HP09?
Okay, let's see.
Do I have HP09? HP22. HP08. Let's try HP09. The other interpretation of that phrase, AN71, would be anti, so it is book anti-dead. So possibly the title is anti-dead? HP09. This book outlines the ways our cave-dwelling, animal-clubbing forebears are still very much alive today, acting through us. Distasteful stuff. No wonder the writer hid their name. Otherwise, it is 10 years to the day since this project began. The machine is so different now. I will make a new CC so it can remember its birthday. Yep, so there's a few things we can go based off here. So this should be Primitive Man, He Who Remains.
Primitive man, he who remains.
All sources by Hammerstone Press identified.
All parts of mankind have moments of sophistication. The last swatches of us are more than content to sit in our caves, scratching our noses and picking fleas out of our beards. Meat, we devour it. Sunlight, we bathe in it. We are fetid little creatures, make no mistake.
Alright, well, parts of mankind have moments of sophistication. Vast swatches of us are more than content to sit in our caves, scratching our noses and picking fleas out of our beards. Meat, we devour it. Sunlight, we bathe in it. We are fetid little creatures, make no mistakes. So this indicates CC59, but there should be a CC49, shouldn't there? Which would be the work begins in earnest.
Work begins in earnest.
Pemberton 1900 bids us to understand the universe as the surface of a pool. That's a clue. I think I may have not picked up. So Pemberton 000 as the surface of a pool, an image in water.
An image in water.
Beautiful. All right. DP00, let's lock that in.
Semantics is the
Okay, all sources by Dorothea Pemberton identified.
In their houses, coming to life. When we write or dream, we create. When we read or we play, we animate.
Semantics is the creation of a reality, like dolls in their houses come to life. When we write or dream, we create. When we read or we play, we animate. Alright, so I'm gonna go to previous. And the reason I'm going to previous is there's a link off of here, so DP00QL18, then question mark, question mark. So there's something going on here because it's saying there's a link to it, but we've got DP00QL18, and I've already found the Bible, so it shouldn't be this code. So there's something else I'm missing here. Advises caution. Yep. Is there a CC39? Nope. Okay, so
All right then.
I'm going to try that DE40 for dead, see if that leads anywhere. This is Blood on the River by Desmond Enriquez, softbound book, 94 pages. Condition, first edition, on the banks a ribbon of cups and pans along the riverbed. The currents on which the vessels helplessly overflowed. And this, yep, I've read this one before. Venomous, I wonder if LR00 influenced this, albeit subconsciously. LR. Okay, so we do have a list for this, but I believe I've found all of them. I don't believe I have any other, yep, literary reviews I think are all locked in. So then there was D00, what was the word? Just gonna go one, nope. Two. Nope. There was something I thought stood in for K, but I don't know what it was. Yep, alright, I'm just gonna check something here. Okay, so we've got all our literary reviews, so we've got everything locked in there. So, AJ41, AJ45, ES92. What's ES92? That's kind of our very first one, isn't it?
He had believed that the machine could benefit humankind, but the longer it ran, the clearer it became that humankind stood forever on a line, with those at the front taking the largest share. So, to put all the value in a single place was to starve those who could never reach the front.
Break code. Oh no, the facsimile of your log entry. So she left, and then 14 years passed, and then she picked up break code, which is ES92. ES92 is break code, which I already have that in. Okay. We're missing a link here. Okay, so she found a letter written the year I left. So the year she left was, we have that information noted here. She'll name her children after pirates. That's a clue that might come back. Probably should have used that clue already. So, going to Elise. Where is Elise? There's so many... Elise Caldery. Abandoned the archive in 1985. Found a letter. Now, I'm wondering... There was a reference to Joshua Silverton. One more letter after he died. Yes, okay, so JS85. Yes, okay.
Here is Mayflower. Your Arthur has returned from Avalon. You always were the cleverest of the three of us. I'm so glad we get to tell you that now. Every day.
Dearest Mayflower, your Arthur has returned from Avalon. You always were the cleverest of the three of us. I'm so glad I get to tell you that now, every day. I had to, this is Elise writing this, I had to tell someone, so wrote this to tell you, Father. I found this letter. It was slipped inside the copy of RC92 I found, dated 1985. I even compared the handwriting. It's definitely Silverton. I know it can't be, and yet I wish I could ask you the question that's in my heart, Father. But I can ask you, I have to, I suppose. But I have to, I suppose, simply believe. So there's been these hints and breadcrumbs, and maybe I'm totally off base here, but it seems like the machine is capable of storing minds. So I think the mind of her father and possibly Silverton for Elise, and I think Abby might be Elise herself. But then Silverton and Cecil are possibly also in the machine, but let's check out RC92.
When your enemy has an idea, that idea is to be shunned. But the Bible shows us that when your enemy has a weapon, that is God's way of giving that weapon to you. It is meant to be taken. It is meant to be turned.
Okay, so I've seen this before, and she found the letter from Silverton in here. What if they're still watching? So we know about William Dooler.
Okay, let's see.
Final work. So William Dooler, let's see if we can find him. We don't have, her grandfather's name was Will. What do we know about the Church of the Rampaging Christ? Here we go. Let's try RC-89. Let's see if we can figure out when they were founded.
Wow. Yes. Scream. If you have to. It does not matter. For tomorrow, we will rise like thrown spears to rain down on the unrighteous. The lower you go down, the greater your ascension will be.
First Whistle, 1932. So who's Erst Whistle? Got a lot of information here. Thaddeus Dietzer. I'm gonna need to find that reference to Thaddeus Dietzer again. Edit is source control. Source wipe needs a password. Generate index. Cecil, Beatrice, Elise, AB81, some kind of maze. I might need to go back to the maze. Because there was some information there. But that's not what I'm doing here. I think I've got EK77, but we'll get back to that. So, erstwhile. It's Cecil erstwhile, right? A tadpole of a man, and once a Cretan, forever a Cretan. So, 74 and 32. So let's try 32. And 74, see if I can find when
I
the...
see problems. They move like woodlice, scuttling into the cracks in society.
Okay, Cecil wrote this in 1974. And Cecil erstwhile, 74.
In a world of fools and cretins, of shifting ideologies and wavering belief, a good fixed man is like a tree in a storm, firm and strong, until finally he breaks.
I'm trying to get a clue on...
Was the word.
Beatrice thought to include this book as a reference point. Should it change? We will, I hope no. Then again, perhaps it is already too late. Things are in motion under the unwinking gaze. I apologize for spurious author and date. It made me chuckle. Yeah, God Almighty 00. The machine has taken it more seriously. Someone returns from the dead in this. Hold on, Dad, you were perfect just as you were. I'm coming for you. Either in 99 or 93. Okay, BE47, what do we got here? Just gonna go to previous. And I want to see what happens if I go straight to CC11 without a note. Yes. Okay. So what is this? 1943 is when he began the work. Okay, so it was the QM55 of BE47 that brought it to life. Cecil Caldery is the genius who began work on this machine in 1943. He also has on good authority the most damn fine mustache of any man his age. What a dash. I'm guessing Beatrice wrote this. Or he wrote it himself as QM55. That doesn't sound familiar.
Quantum state storage will allow us to compress all the information in the index, not just words and characters, but the loops and swirls of handwriting too, into an efficient electronic form.
Okay, quantum state storage will allow us to compress all the information of the index, not just words and characters, but loops and swirls of handwritings too, into an efficient electronic form. At Cecil's request, I have fed a copy of the design into the machine. It can now understand itself, or so he claims. It does seem to work better now, oddly enough. And then Cecil writes, I have run various tests. I am now convinced this paper of BD's has the property, under the constant observation of the machine, of creating a DME effect that results in its own validation. In short, this machine works because it works, and the machine itself is the proof. Marvelous. So, circular reasoning there. Beatrice Dueler 49. Yes?
It's much better than what the Manchester boys are up to. I'd better not say that to Henry, I suppose.
It's much better than what the Manchester boys are up to. I'd better not say that to Henry, I suppose. I'm writing this after hours. Cecil acts like this to his machine men, always compensating for what nature did not grant them. He thinks the machine will understand DME for him. Without a propaganda grounding in literature, absurd. Fish must swim in the sea. Additional log in 1949, that makes more sense. I have fed in OW90 as a gift. I will add more when I can. OW90? I may have seen a lot of these already. The picture of Dorian Gray, Oscar Wilde. It is the curse of the age that one thing that is worth living for is the thing that is most dangerous to the soul. Devastating. Okay. So we have all of Beatrice's sources now. So I was looking at this, and I was thinking Emma, uses these Emma McFleur / etc. She has a couple of different names, EK, ES. She uses these titles where it's two words mashed together. So this EK could be Doomwild or End Peace.
Doomwild?
How about End Peace?
End Peace.
There we go. Yep, let's go to End Peace. EK77 to lock that in.
The heart sees more than the eye. The eye can be made to see. And what is given space to be seen is heard, and rejoice, for we find the heart open, the sky closed.
Liam, I found it. I found that book you were after. Wish you were still up there, so you could tell me what I'm meant to do with it.
Okay, so I'm not sure how we know, because I've seen this one before. I'm not sure how we know it's the one to destroy. Let's see, AL12. Speaking of fantasy, what is the point of continuing here? This will be my last card. I can't do it, Father, whatever it was. It died with you. So this is Elise leaving in 1985, then she comes back. The heroine of Kendrick's last novel, this is her last novel, is a plucky young academic turned war nurse who turns the tables against the Reich in Vichy, France, by leading a rebellion of the injured and the sick and the dead. The second half gets psychedelic, pure fantasy, as Kendrick herself later acknowledged in a retrospective in the Literary Review's Volume 72. But it comes from a place of deep humanity and raises a mirror to the dark machine of the Vietnam War. It was popular, more popular than Doomwild, but it's weirdly hard to find now. Volumes LR72. No, which one is, what's the code for LR72? LR81. Nope. Let's try that again.
The idea that we might bring someone back from the dead has always fascinated the human mind, to unwrite that most final of writings.
Okay,
It was the death of the man I truly loved that made me think of it, and the Marchand's work showed me the way. And it worked. I knew almost as soon as it was published.
Nope. She doesn't mention her late husband. She does hint a new one's coming in. But she knows what she's got. She knows what her book can do. Christ, Dad, it wasn't an accident. She knew. Did she send PK mad as well? Or was that someone else? His own 74 account blames it on a book. I guess I could believe that. Okay, we've got Youngman 78. We've got Literary Review 65. We've got PK 74. So, let's go through our notes. What do we know about Emma McClure / Kendrick / S end piece? 65 is Greenwalker. EM36 is Dead Voice. So we're missing something of EM. Let's go to previous really quick.
The heart sees more than the eye. The eye can be made to see. What is given space to be seen is heard, and rejoice, for we find the heart open and the sky closed.
Okay, so this was published in 77. Then in 81, which isn't 16 years later. Doomwild, so 81 is only 4 years later, so then what's like EM 65? Do we have an EM 65? Greenwalker. EK 65. More popular than Doomwild, but it's weirdly hard to find. So where do we put Doomwild? What do we know about Emma? This 37 novel. let's take a look at what the
Okay, let's see.
literary review said in literary LR65.
The novel, ostensibly by Mrs. Kendrick, but clearly written by her prolific husband, in an attempt to escape the stigma now attached to his name, goes so far as to have its protagonist outright a woman disguised as a man throughout most of this ludicrous book.
So we've got something here. This is it's an EK or an EM, but I'm not sure where it belongs because what do we have of her so far? EM39. What's EM39? Is this not named yet?
I don't deny it, we were close once, but I find it hard to imagine now. Every is gone like the frost of winter. I intend to marry him once we have enough money. Do not contact me again.
Okay, now, if I recall, she's in a love triangle with Joshua Silverton. Using the LR53. JS40. Nope. S, please. So this is the letter.
We devour. What opens, holds. Bindings cannot lift. Reality hangs like a darkened cloth over our eyes. Mourn it.
So we've got JS85. So we're still missing a link here. Then must devour. None must devour. Okay. Doom Wild. Let's take a look at Emma. AK-77 is EK-77 is N-Piece. EK-65 is Green Walker. AJ-41. What's a? This is the Academic List Journal 41.
That we have waited. This is an American. I do not wish to be shot for it. I choose to be shot for more serious matters.
This is 16. So internal oversight, the full review is in AJ42. Or 45, yes. And we've got PK37. We've got 30-something. What year was this? 42? Okay. So there's two things here. What's AJ? How about AJ-41? Yep. Now, that was what I was on, right? Yep. Okay, so 30. It's funny, it's giving me hints here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the maze because I'm hitting my head against a wall because I think the maze will give me the password again. I got to the end of it and I didn't write down what was there. What is this place? How did you get here? A rabbit hole, perhaps? Winding passages? I'm gonna have to remember how to get through the maze. Through an archway, PA path. Fountains play in the middle. Fountains play in the middle of this space. Opposite is a narrow gap in the stone wall. Does. So I should write down some of these codes to see if I can use them outside of the maze like I did with that other voice. So we're gonna try. Let's go previous really quick. I'm gonna write down some of these codes to see if they're usable outside of the maze. PA-74, PA-55, so I can go back to PA-74. Okay, Fountains at NT-41. Narrow gap in the stone wall, DO-43, TR-49. A heavy door carved in symbols stands to the left. Yeah, let's try TR-19. Two identical wooden doors are in front of you. Okay, RO40 is another one. To the left is DO43, to the right is RO40. Vibrant deep green moss grows on the walls here. It gets thicker towards the end of the corridor. EX17, exit. Way out at the top of the stairs, AC-70. What is that, a balloon?
Your mother and I are so proud of you, Alice, and everything you're becoming. I hope you enjoyed my little present. I know I've often been lost in this place myself.
There is a balloon here in the shape of a 9. Finally, there is a podium on which there is a book. Okay, balloon in the shape of a 9. We're going to try P0. No, P-O. O for D, 1 for, no, O, or 0 for D. Yeah, P0O01. Okay, so basically 0 for D, 1 for I. You lean over the podium to look at the book. It is LC65 and the first and a first edition no less, and it's yours to make, MA43, whenever you want. Written on the flyleaf are the words, I love you, Moon Bear. Moon Bear. Okay, so a balloon with the 9, Moon Bear. LC65. It is yours to make. Enter code for bitwise reassociation or P37 to return. So make MA43. Let's try LC65. Recombine LC65, do it or stop. We're also going to try okay, we're gonna do it. LC65.
Nothing happened.
Complete. Alice in Wonderland. Will you walk a little faster, said Whitting to a snail. There's a porpoise close behind us and he's treading on my tail. See how eagerly the lobsters and the turtles all advance. They are waiting on the shingle. Will you come and join the dance? A first edition of Alice in Wonderland fed in for you, Moonbear. Did you know we made you a card when you were first issued? The machine makes a birth index for all its important contributors, though usually under their own names. Okay, birth index for all important contributors, so this is probably 1977. Let's try CC11. I hope nostalgia brings you here, little one. I left you a message. A card for you. Let's hope you find it. I must not say more. Someone else might read this. I know how you dislike puzzles. I'm sorry. AL12. Let's see if we can find her birth year. HE19, help. Let's write that down, because that just popped in. One of the sources, something I read that didn't want to be read. The power of revision only lasts as long as it is being read, so find it. What? WI93. Okay, so let's try BE47. Or, sorry, BE47 before I do that. I said this place would kill you. Perhaps if this machine had said it, you would have listened. I'm glad I didn't tell little Billy I'm glad I didn't tell little Billy one about you. It's terrible, but some things are better left unknown. Father, I tried. I couldn't find it. I found something else instead, something better. I think I'm gonna try to use it. Wish me luck. When you see me. So first off, let's try HE19. Nope. What is KC62? Does livestock a practical guide? Did we get that in? Yep. Okay. Belong here? Little Elise enjoyed it. The pictures, cow, donkey, chicken, so much. Maybe Abby will like them too. Preserved for posterity. Well, my daughter grows and changes every day. Little Elise, I have such big dreams for you. My daughter's dreams as big dreams as big as this world. That's the first mention of another daughter. And there was me thinking Cecil would never read a book on parenting. Okay, so AC 61. Let's try. Nope. So something about Cecil. All right, I've already been to AB81, I'm pretty sure. But here's some more things. What, Abby? Need tell Cecil, tell Cecil. Okay, so let's write down those codes. WH47, got AB, NE30, TE11, and I've got Cecil, so I've got the rest. All right, we're gonna try some of these codes here. Let's see if they take me anywhere. Nope. PA55 outside the maze. PA74. Nope. Textual Reassociator 1945. Edit. So TR-49. What is TR-19? That one doesn't need... What need tell... Who it is will. Okay, what is ED-17? Exercise caution. Reintegration power is intensive and can reduce network capacity. Releases are known to have unintended consequences. Make data source MA43. Wipe. Word. To erase data from the machine. Password. 2 men stand on either side, one from above and one from inside. The password is never password, silly. Okay. 2 men stand on either side, one from above and one from inside. William Dooler. CC, but what would be the equivalent of CC? So I know what I need to do, so I need to come to edit, but I need to figure out the password. Make. Moon bear. Moon bear. Moon bear. Moon bear. Sorry if I'm not making much sense right now. What is Brock's plan?
Taking the largest share. So to put all the value in a single place was to starve those who could never reach the front.
In the shadow of a passage? Doomwild? Doom comes to the doctorate?
That we have written this is a miracle. I do not wish to be shot for it. I choose to be shot for more serious matters.
I'm just trying codes here. Okay, we need to go back to Alice in Wonderland, which was LC65.
Will you walk a little faster? Said a whiting to a snail. There's a porpoise close behind us and he's treading on my tail. See how eagerly the lobsters and the turtles all advance. They are waiting on the shingle. Will you come and join the dance?
AL12. So find it, wipe it, please, for me. AC62. I've been down this road. So the maze directions weren't actually books I could use, although it would have been nice. A balloon in the shape of a number 9. Okay, so I want to look at when was Elise born? 61. So let's try CC 61. Nope. BC 61? A card to commemorate a most important publication by an author I admire and deeply love. I am so proud that my burgeoning archive will not be the only legacy I leave behind. If it had been a boy, Beatrice would have insisted on Will after her grandfather, but it is a girl and she is Elise, first among us, a momentous day. And we know that she had someone named a son named Billy. Grandfather's name was Will. Married Cecil. Make. Source wipe needs a password. Generate index list. CC 11. One from above and one from inside, so what do we know about William Dooler? Nothing, it seems like. AC 70 is the end of the maze. AC 85.
There's nothing here. It's worthless.
Look at the card he wrote the year before he died. Cecil? died CC-76. CC-69. JS-24, do I have that one locked in? Yep, I do. I don't know if I'm missing information here. I'm banging my head against the wall here again. Is line got in God's own archive, CC-79.
His father. It's better this way, I think.
I still don't know who this Henry is. Okay, so BC-61. So there's a card for anytime someone important's birth year. There isn't a William Dueler 32, is there? There is. Nope, it is not William Dueler. It is Wade Desai. Had she looked behind for just a moment as she opened the door, she might have noticed the eyes of her reflection lingering on her back. Unusual for the lingering gaze, but more urgently for the fact that the reflection should have turned around by this point, heading through its own door. It's worth looking at AT-35, if only for context. Alright, title, The Lady of Shalott, AT-35. So, Elise... I wrote, was the Lady of Shalott your favorite, Father? Then I'll leave my goodbye here. This is my last. I wrote Y already, but I'm going to find William. Or would you prefer I say WI-11? Did your machine tell you about him, Father? How about WC-11? Oh, AT-59 didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I'm kind of spinning in circles here. Let's go back to Lewis Carroll 65.
Will you walk a little faster? Said a whiting to a snail. There's a porpoise close behind us and he's treading on my tail. See how eagerly the lobsters and the turtles all advance. They are waiting on the shingle. Will you come and join the dance?
A birth index for all its important contributors, though usually under their own names. Yeah, so I've got to figure out some birth years. Okay, we're going back. is BC 61. Okay, I'm going to go back to the livestock review. Livestock, a practical guide, KC92. And the reason is it mentions daughters. Maybe Abby will like them too. AB81. So I'm gonna try Abby Caldery.
Decided to take over my father's work.
Oh no. Okay, so AC81, my mother does not want me to, but my father hoped I would. He often invited me to the library. I read most of it. It is part of me already. I have begun already. Looking ahead, I must make decisions. What should be included? My father believed that what was left out of an archive was as significant as what was included, with a few exceptions based on his interests. He once even made me a maze for my birthday after Mum left him. I wonder something if I will decide like a scientist choosing and testing, or like an artist adding one dab of paint at a time. I will need to read, I think. Then AL12. I see now I added a lot of noise, and one book so important it makes me shiver to think that I added it. So we've got Literary Review 81 and Maze.
The idea that we might bring someone back from the dead has always fascinated the human mind, to unwrite that most final of writings. It was the death of the man I truly loved that made me think of it, and the Marchand's work showed me the way. And it worked. I knew almost as soon as it was published.
Le Marchant, 0. Hang on. So, Pemberton published like 08, and didn't she meet Le Marchant around the same time?
I have been to France. I have spoken to the greatest mind of our generation. I am assured of just one thing.
What about QL08? Or QL00? Alright, there's birthday cards, so anyone, Elise Caldery, born 1960, Academic List Journal, 1926, we don't have a birth date for Beatrice, we don't have a birth date for Cecil, nope, 1911. 15, so if we went to Dorothea Pemberton, 1896, but minus 15 years, 1881. Met Quentin LaMarche before 1908? Yes. That's what I was thinking, and he may have written something in that time. Have we found all of Quentin LaMarche's? I don't think we have. Okay, so... Okay, we can get his birth date as well, but let's start with Dorothea Pemberton. So basically, anyone who's a significant contributor, and I'm hoping that means these authors, has a birth card under their own name usually. Xavier Youngman died. Oh, come on. Well, so I'm gonna go back and do the math then. 15, so 15 minus 1896 is 1881. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that gives us something to go on. So with these, we can kind of get lists of their work, which is amazing. So we know Xavier Youngman died in 1881. Do
Okay,
we know how
let's
old?
see.
Do we know how old he is? No. Oh, died 1881, right there. Let's just go and see both of his works, see if we can get a hint.
Words are entangled with the concepts that they embody, and with the conscious preconceptions that animate those concepts. Thus, words have a power to create as well as to describe.
18th century, if only just. 99. We're gonna go XY 99. Because he was born in 1799. Yep, so we've got both of his sources. Okay, so beautiful. So we got his birth date. Yep, so we're filling this in. Ursula Le Tour, UL 42. Yep, okay. Was a founding member. Reverend Alfonso. RA26, my God, he dances. Dying in 63, so he lived 100 years, yes. Okay.
All right then.
I don't know if this is helping, but we're filling in author indexes. I'm hoping to get something here. Died Quentin Lamarchant, died 1924, age 68. French. Okay, so 68. So 1924 minus 68. So let's subtract 60 from 1920. That leaves us at 1864 minus 8 is 1856. QL 56. Okay. Okay, so we've got everything of Quentin Lamarchant's. Pierre Latour, 1898, PL 98. Did we get everything of his? PL 72, died a life lived in wartime.
I'm not saying I was the greatest hero in all of France, but France was certainly glad to have me wage war. both with our guns and with our words remove obstacles from our path with a clever stroke of a pen.
My husband is dead. I feel now that I never really loved him. Is that shocking? I'm shocked. I lived with him for so many years. Now I wonder if my life could have been very different. When I was a young woman, I was in love with a man with a brilliant mind. He had such dazzling ideas. To listen to him talk was like watching a firework display.
Alright, so mother left before the brother was born, and that's either going to be Henry or... No, it's not going to be Henry, it's going to be William.
I'm not sorry that he is dead. I understood his dark work.
But,
Damn it, but I
so
understood it
what I
better
saw
than him.
here is this why Mom had to leave before my brother was born? Her brother is William, or Billy, so BC or WC, Caldery. But she told him Henry is his dad, so he might be, yeah. But he's not an author, but let's just try. So looking through the files here, Thaddeus Dietzer. So I don't even know what mentioned Thaddeus Dietzer. So I could go AC61, but it's BC61. But let's look at 69. So WC 69. Yes. No. So it's not what I was hoping for, but Winda Cruz, Barley and on the loose. I have just one question. What does it do? What does it do? It doesn't do anything. That's the beauty of it all. Smart if timid. TD-41 has similar in passing. Find dark... Reviewed in Academic List Journal 17.
Dark Matter and the Veil.
Alright. Yeah, so AJ-45.
The enemy has gone. The sun shines down on this free nation. We have persevered. Is a thing most glorious.
Thaddeus Dieter's internal oversight. Okay, so Thaddeus Dietzer 41 is internal oversight. Beautiful.
Internal oversight.
Okay, so we've got that locked in. We found all our titles, not all our books.
The thoughts we think have the power to rewrite our most basic conceptions. The words we speak have the power to rewrite another's heart. The words we write have the power to rewrite the world. To wield such power is ungodly, but when power exists, it finds a channel. So guard yourself. Keep your words close and do not wield without will.
All right. So we found Thaddeus Dieter's thing. So I want to go to previous. Okay, so I just noticed here, Pink and Kendrick published debut novel at 47, which is 32. So 32 minus 47 is, so minus 40 is 92. 92 minus 7 is 85, so PK 85, that's when Kendrick was born. What?
Okay, let's see.
36 was his debut novel, wasn't it?
Juliet Basingstoke stood before her lover.
Yeah, so 36 was the novel. Before that, he wrote academic stuff. Okay, so we've got 2 links here. So, is this, 36 is, and he wrote it at 47. So 36 minus 47, so 96, 89, PK 89. There we go, there's his author index. Dark matter and the veil, time and temporality. Doom comes to the doctorate in the shadow of a passage. And so all of these are PK. I found all my titles, I just haven't gotten to these books, but Dark Matter and the Veil. Nope. Dark Matter and the Veil is PK 32. So we've got a list of his titles now.
Dark Matter and the Veil.
The universe is more than the sum of its components, with the rest being dark, energyless, and potential left over from creation. Our universe is not an object under glass, but an uncompleted thing.
Okay, so Kendrick's first publication on dark matter and its perception is heavy, intense, reminiscent of Silverton's 1920 work, but more ambitious. Then Kendrick Goes Mad follows up with a novel, PK 36.
Juliet Basingstoke stood before her lover and knew in a moment of clarity like white glass that she was making a mistake. And she turned.
There was a sequel the year after. Do we have PK 37 in here? Yes, temporality waits for no man.
Every love triangle. But there is only him and 2 of us.
Said that this novel was the moment Emma McClure fell in love with Kendrick, probably why his 3rd book took him longer to write. What did Beatrice have to say? What did Elise have to say? Alright, so we need to know the years he published these. So, it's 3 something. So he went to 36. So this is 37. And then his third one took him longer to write. So let's try PK39.
Listen, people. I know it sounds outlandish, but it's
Okay, I read the others, but this one is clearly all true. An accusation wrapped in a novel like a flimsy disguise. A young student finds a notebook from a dying university professor in his pigeonhole, outline a principle that can change reality itself. But before he can make sense of it, it's stolen from him and things around him begin to change. Until one day a young woman comes to sell it back to him. Okay, so AL12. Did Kendrick make this true? Did he dream this after his world had changed like an echo? Is it fiction when it all happened? I can't keep it straight. How does this machine stay sane?
Okay, let's see.
We're gonna go Doom comes to the
Doom comes to the doctorate.
Yep.
Listen, she says. I know it sounds outlandish, but it's simple, really. We've all been doing it for years here and there by accident. I just bottle it, if you like, and I'll give it to you for a price.
Listen, she says. I know it sounds outlandish, but it's simple, really. We've all been doing it for years here and there by accident. I just bottled it, if you like, and I'll give it to you for a price.
All right, then.
So we've got Doomwild and In the Shadow of a Passage. Let's see if we can get Emma McClure. Or, what's her birthday? Born 1909. So EK09. Or EM09? Yes. Dead Voice, Doomwild. So it's going to be in between. It's going to be EM or EK. Something 2. Interesting that it gives us that. So 42, 52, or 62? What's Dead Voice got to say?
You go in the spirit. Unless you have something to tell me. Come closer, for you seem familiar to my eye.
At age 48 years later, okay, so, Be Gone, so this was in 36. 8 years later, Emma married, changed her name. So she became EK in 44. And then 8 years later again, so 52. She restarted her novelist career a second time. Did she do it under EK 52 because she married? I believe this will be Doomwild. Yep. Morning and evening, like night and day. In the morning she was enamored of it all, but by the evening she wanted nothing more than to jump on the nearest train and head into the sea. It was like her life was a song whose tune she was constantly forgetting.
It was like her life was a song whose tune she was constantly forgetting.
It skewers her own husband. His novel the previous year has actually lampooned. So PK 51. Do we have a PK 51? Yes, okay.
I send her flowers, she sends them back. I send her letters.
Yep, so we've found every book
In
and
the
every
shadow
title.
of a passage.
I send her flowers, she sends them back. I send her letters, she sends them back. I dragged her to my room and I told her and she wouldn't listen. So I had to give her something that she valued.
In the Shadow of a Passage was Pink and Kendrick's fourth novel. I'm cataloging these because Dad did, even though I think he did it by mistake. The plot: this nasty university lecturer begins a torrid and over-described relationship with a student, until, gasp, the text of his new research work on dark matter entanglement, no less, is stolen and published by a rival academic. The reader knows from the outset what the twist will be, but will the lecturer accept the two were in cahoots all along? Seems like no one liked it when it came out, though weirdly, PK's wife didn't complain too much, seeing it as it's definitely about her literary review, volume 44.
Oh my god! What did I do? What did I do?
Okay. Association-based bitwise interpolator AB81 is currently active. 50 sources. Complete. Not stop. Display results. Revision chain analyzed. Head revision EK77. Subrevision JS40. Base revision unknown, cannot identify. Other minor single head revisions exist. Wipe revision. Head revision is EK77.
Heart sees more than the eye. The eye can be made to see. And what is given space to be seen is heard, and rejoice, for we find the heart open and the sky closed.
The heroine of Kendrick's last novel is a plucky young academic turned war nurse who turns the tables against the Reich in Vichy France, leading to a rebellion. The second half gets psychedelic. Okay. Previous. Display. Wipe. Magic word. I still don't know what the password is. So these are the revisions which kind of changed reality.
What we eat, we devour. What opens reality hangs like a darkened cloth over our eyes. Mourn it.
Okay, I've found literally everything. I wonder if it's worth going through them one by one. What is Brock's plan?
There will be fire, certainly. There will be the smell of brimstone itself. But to reach for perfection is to discard imperfection. And when I look around, I see nothing but imperfection. I declare, cut it out.
Okay, let's see what we know. Knew her mother's password. Grandfather's name was Will. Two men stand side by side, one from above, the other from inside. Okay. When would William have been born again? For that, we'll need...
All right, then.
Not Reverend Alfonso. We'll need... Beatrice? 69. Nope. I don't know who Henry is, so I haven't been able to zero in on a last name there. Okay. It's a family secret. AB81. We're gonna try Will as the password. I doubt it.
Heart sees more than the eye. The eye can be made to see. And one is given space to be seen is heard, and rejoice, for we find the heart open and the sky closed. The idea that we might that brings someone back from the dead has always fascinated the human mind, to unwrite that most final of writings. It was the death of the man I truly loved that made me think of it, and Marchand's work showed me the way. And it worked. I knew almost as soon as it was published.
The letter, and it is like pepper on his eyes. He clutches at his face, still there, he thinks, like hatred, boiled down to little bits, small enough to snort. A foul cocaine.
There's nothing here. It's worthless.
Was the word.
Okay, let's go to here. Let's see if we can wipe. EK-77. I'm gonna try Will as the password. Yes, okay. I need to destroy EK-77. Let's do it. And I think that is game complete. Release EK-77 and all associated data. Do it. It's disappearing. Beautiful.
What just happened there? It looked like it was gone and it just came back. That's what he meant. The book is a fixed point. It's too powerful to be erased. It just writes itself back into existence.
Okay, so I found the password.
Well then, if I can't wipe out this accursed book, I'm gonna have to find some other way to get rid of it. Stop it from ever being written in the first place.
I need to destroy the revision that created EK-77. Yep, so, boot index is TR-49. Okay, so let's look at AB81. So I want to look at these. Let's display results, because
This is it. This is everything I need to know.
Yep. Thank you for that. I had kind of figured that out myself, so let's, base revision unknown, cannot identify, no comparative data. Other minor single head revisions exist. So, what's DP08?
I have spoken to the greatest mind of our generation, and I am assured of just one thing.
Okay, what have I done? I should have never fed this in. I heard the machine murmuring lines from Pemberton to itself. Whatever was in this book, it is in the wiring now. It sees through the walls. Does God even know what else it might do? How does a bedridden Victorian woman travel to France and start meeting famous academics? Anyway, I think she might have dreamt the whole thing. So let's try. So these are pointing us to a previous clue. So let's try wiping it, and just to see what happens. I don't think it'll work.
This is it. This is everything I need to know.
Let's try...
I really hope this works.
Probably not. Yeah, it worked, okay. Maybe.
Abby? Abby, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is that you, Mr. Calderley?
Ah, good. There you are. The power ran very hot for a moment. I was concerned we'd blown a vacuum tube.
Is everything functioning as expected?
You're fine, Abby. He's being overprotective again.
Well, I mean, Alice, when you've built something with your bare hands...
I had a dream. A world made thin, like it was ill.
My mother's been feeding in too many ghost stories, Abby. Don't take them seriously, okay?
I'll try not to, Alice.
Good. Well now, perhaps you're ready to do some work?
What do you need me to do?
Activate the machine, please.
What's next?
We'll start with a new entry. Alice?
The new code is AC85.
Dreams are true while they last, and do we not live in dreams? AC85?
AC85. Okay.
Alright, then let's begin.
Oh, give it a rest, sis.
Liam? Liam?
Abby, here you are.
Oh, well, thank you, William. Off you go then, Alice.
But I've just got set up.
Mum sent me to get both of you.
It's alright, Alice. I'll be here when you come back. And you too, Mr. Calderley.
Where would I be without you two children, eh?
2 children, yep.
Buried alive down here, I shouldn't wonder. Come on, Alice. Shut it off for now.
I'll rest until you need me. I've had my fill of violent dreams.
Alright. Good night, Abby.
Good night.
Come on then. We'd better not keep her waiting.
Out flew the web and floated wide. The mirror cracked from side to side. The curse is come upon me, cried.
Alright, well, that's TR-49. So I think there's a previous revision to find before that one. So you could potentially narrow in on it. Yeah. So, I think potentially you could get a different ending based on finding what that mysterious other revision was. But it took me way too long to figure out Will. But I'm not sure I get it from the hint we were given. Two men stand side by side. That could be the 11. One from above and one from inside. Yeah, I'm not sure how we got to Will from that. Yeah. I mean, clearly that was the password. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I did very much enjoy this game. I do like these kind of like investigate, figure out the clues games. I think I did a pretty good job of following clues and not just trying things. Like how we all have all these different codes here. So I'm curious if we can find that first revision and get maybe a slightly different ending. But I mean, this one was pretty happy. Basically, Liam is back. Elise and Cecil are back. So Victor Hugo, I didn't see his. James Joyce, Raymond Chandler. So they're JT54. Oh, yeah. Are all of these referenced in the game? All of these classic literature? That'd be cool if they are. Yep, there's God. Yep. Yeah, so, story's a little confusing, but I think it's meant to be. Calderly is saved, but the trap remains. Rewind to before the ending. Okay. So, let's go to... Okay, display results.
This is it. This is everything I need to know.
Yeah, so it's this base revision is unknown, cannot identify, no comparative data. Yep, okay. Sorry, I missed. So head revision is EK77, sub revision.
What we eat, we devour. What opens, pulls. Bindings cannot lift. Reality hangs like a darkened cloth over our eyes. Mourn it.
I know that's when Kendrick found it because of his final novel, Men Must Devour, written in 73, published the year after, so PK74.
He reads the letter, and it is like pepper on his eyes. He clutches at his face. Still there, he thinks. Like...
Professor reads an ancient book, but is his weapon, and it eats his mind from the inside. His wife cannot help him. The whole thing is told by the professor himself as his mind folds up on itself. It ends mid-sentence with the professor apologizing to his wife for doing the same to her years before. Okay. At age 47, debut novel, PK-36. And PK-37. What about Emma? EM-39?
I don't deny it, we were close once, but I find it hard to imagine now. Whatever we had is gone like the frost of winter. I intend to marry him once we have enough money. Do not contact me again.
Okay, so this is a letter to Silverton.
Legend tells us there must be two men in every love triangle. But there is only him and two of us. We fight like dragons beneath the earth. Listen, she says. I know it sounds outlandish, but it's simple, really. We've all been doing
Okay, so I think it's gonna be JS-29. And here's my reasoning for that.
By definition, bullshit.
He never followed up on this. It's basically said he stole it. I'm gonna try JS-29 because I think rather than stealing it, it was a revision. So let's try wiping JS-29. Right? Let me double check his earliest code. Or is it JS-24?
When one looks out into space, one sees the majesty of the cosmos, and you can't help but think, man, so small, what good is he? And yet, who made the statement? It wasn't a
Okay, it's gonna be, I'm gonna... Yeah, so a few years later, 29, he's resorting to theft to make his name. Or do we wipe the very original X...
Okay, let's see.
XY. XY55.
Words are entangled with the concepts that they embody, and with the conscious preconceptions that animate those concepts. Thus, words have a power to create as well as to describe.
This has to be a revision. So we're gonna wipe, what is this? XY55. That's what we're gonna try wiping.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it seems kind of easy to just wipe the oldest thing in here, but, so we need to go to AB81. Display, display.
This is it. This is everything I need to know.
Do it, and let's see what happens.
Oh, I really hope this works.
Yep.
Then, I wonder if I'll even know.
Yeah, it might erase me out of existence. Interesting. Oh, it only... Come on, let's see it get... Yeah, basic 12.
Abby? Abby, can you hear me? No, but of course you can't.
It's only a machine, Dad.
I know. When we built her, Bea and I, we thought she'd get clever enough to speak, but I'm a little too old for fairy stories, I suppose.
It did what it was meant to do in the war.
Well, that's that. I just wanted you to see it, just the once. Come on, Alice. Let's go.
Alright, so
The web was woven curiously. The charm is broken utterly. Draw near and fear not. This is I.
Alright, so basically I erased Abby out of existence. By erasing the original revision that made all the other revisions possible. Maybe. There's a potential maybe we can erase all 50 by finding the right one. The trap is unsprung, the future is free. Okay, I mean, that's good enough for me. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.